Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We'll also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 168 of my journey. It was at the beginning of the year when I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row this year, all outside bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I had also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within that time frame. Now, this is only my second year ever running. Within the first year in 2020, I was able to run 1,002 miles, and I did that within 175 days out of the year. So this year, it will be a 50% step up in the amount of miles I'm going for, as well as a 100% step up in the amount of days I'll be running. Not to mention just running in a row, 365 days. I think the longest streak I ever ran in a row may have been 7 before throwing in a rest day. So this year is a no day off year. So other than that, though, within that time frame, I have also challenged myself to run 2 big races. One being a 50K trail race. That is 31 miles. That would be an ultra marathon, and the other being a regular marathon. The regular marathon is coming up here in October. The ultra marathon 50K trail race has been finished. It's done. I got it done 7 hours, 15 minutes, 22 seconds. Great feeling. So many emotions, high and low. I don't want to go over too much of it, but now just looking forward to the next race. Going to try to do a bigger race coming forward. Now that I only got one race in the future, I want to try to make that 2 races, maybe even possibly 3 races that I can have to look forward to. May even throw another 50K race in after the marathon to train and get ready for a 50 miler. I think that is the next big mileage goal I have in mind, and that'll probably be in 2022. So other than that, let's kind of just get into mileage for the day, guys. So for today, day 168, today I got out there and I put in 3.5 miles for the day. It was a nice hot one. Had put in bigger mileage earlier within the week, especially yesterday, so I wanted to tone it down a little bit today, especially with the heat and the humidity. So 3.5 miles, that put me at 20.8 miles for the week, which put me at 78.9 miles for the month, which put me at 739.1 miles for the year. Now let's kind of just key in right here on the monthly mileage of 78.9 miles. So guys, every single month I do a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to. I also start a fundraiser that coincides with my 100-mile challenge, where I try to raise money in awareness for that charity as well. So every single month so far, the first 5 months, we were able to raise money and awareness for 5 great charities. Now we're sitting here in the 6th month, this month being June. And June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. So for the June 100-mile challenge, this month's charity is in honor of the Alzheimer's Association. If you would like to make a donation to this month's charity, you can find the link to do that on the Defining Discipline Instagram story, as well as the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story, or my personal page's Facebook story. Within the story on top, it'll say donate on Facebook. You click on that link, it'll open up the Facebook page where you're able to make your donations. We do it through Facebook because they have made an agreement not to take any cut of any percentage of the donations that get made. So we continue to do it through them. You would just make your donations through that page. You would gladly know that all of your donations is going to this fundraiser and to the Alzheimer's Association. So you can do that there, but I do know times are tough now for everyone, and not everyone is able to and can afford to donate. So if you're not able to donate but you would still like to help out, or you're able to donate and still want to help out even more, the best thing you can do is just click that share button as well and get it out there. The whole main thing about doing this fundraiser is not only to raise money, but is to raise awareness for these charities and what they're doing. So let's just click that share button. Let's get it out there. It doesn't hurt for you to put it on your page so people can see it. Let's just get it out there. Let's make awareness of Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and let's raise money for the Alzheimer's Association, guys. So that being said, let's get ready to get into today's episode 168. Before we do that, let's do the quick checkup. A couple episodes ago, it was literate and how I need to become more literate and how I need to read more like I had told myself to do at the beginning of the year, but kind of fell off and just focused on the running and exercise aspect of me defining my disciplines. So I really wanted to get back onto the reading aspect and then doing words of the day. So let's first and foremost, let's kind of just talk about the word of the day. So the word of the day today, ladies and gentlemen, is Harry, Harry, which is actually interesting. I did not know it was a word, and then even knowing what it means is even more interesting because I wouldn't have known that. So Harry is to make a pillaging or destructive raid on, assault. 2, to force, to move along by harassing. 3, to torment by or as if by constant attack. So I thought that was a very interesting word for the day. Harry. Now let's talk about the book I am reading and the 30 minutes a day. I'm already going to tell you that yesterday, I wasn't able to get my 30 minutes in, guys. I was very devastated, and I actually told myself that I'm just going to get up early this morning and get the 30 minutes in this morning and then look at the 30 minutes in tonight. Wasn't able to do that, too, because I actually woke up later than usual for work, because I actually stayed up later than usual last night because I was trying to get yesterday's episode and everything uploaded in time because I spent a lot of the day, most of the day, at a friend's house, hanging out and catching up. So, no harm, whatever, no big deal. But I do still plan on making up that 30 minutes and actually putting in an hour in tonight. I actually have a little bit more free time tonight, and I really want to just kind of unwind and relax and take a load off, and I think I'm going to do that by just reading and focusing on that. So just a quick catch up, though, I am reading Beyond Order, the second book by Jordan Peterson in the 12 Rules for Life series. First book was great, especially at the time I read it. I talked about it, I think, last episode. I bought it, and then it sat on my shelf for about 4 months, and then I read it at the right time in my life when I really needed to read it, and I really started to change and turn my life around because of it. As well as I feel like this book, it came out in March. I bought it, pre-ordered it, got here day one, and it just sat there, and now I'm finally starting to read it, and as I'm reading it, it's just really relating to me a lot. So excited to get more and more into that book, guys. Now let's actually get into today's episode. I'm already almost 9 minutes in. So today is day 168, and today's episode is going to be something that I think we all are at times within our lives, and we all can find ourselves being it at times. And it's something that I've been finding myself being, not necessarily a lot, but when I find myself being it, I've been more aware of it and trying to cut it out. So let's get into it instead of just beating around the bush. Today's episode 168, today's theme is bitter. For the longest time, guys, I was just a bitter person, bitter about everything. And I think it's almost because maybe everything was so easy, and I didn't have too much of a challenge throughout life. I felt like, maybe everything just came where I didn't appreciate it for what it was worth, and then I was bitter for the people that maybe really worked for what they had. And I think that's where a lot of us are in life, and a lot of us are just bitter in general because that's what life does to us. It kind of just beats us down and makes us bitter and bitter about everything, every little situation. But the one thing I wanted to talk about that because I don't want to go into details about why I'm bitter or when I'm bitter or all that. I just wanted to talk about the thing that I've really noticed about being bitter and the mindset I've kind of tried, the mindset I have really tried to put myself into when I find myself in being bitter in certain situations. And what I would like to really think about and try to focus on is the fact that when I am bitter, when I'm thinking, oh, like this person's gonna pay, and then it's not that I'm gonna do something to them, but like in my head, I'm like, oh, they're gonna get it, and then when they get it, they'll see, and then and I can't wait because when I can't wait for it to happen, and then when it happens, I'm not gonna laugh at them, but I'm just gonna be there, like, yes, I knew it was gonna happen, like I'm waiting for like there's this bitterness building up within me, and it's like, why even work, like why let the bitterness build up that, and like in that example, like why even let it get to you? Why? All it's doing when you let the bitterness build up is it's building stress up in you for something that's necessary, like technically like not even in your control. You're letting something in someone or whatever that you have no control over, that you want to have so much control over. You letting it make you bitter, which is only detrimental to your health. It's not your bitterness towards someone or something or whatever the case may be, isn't affecting that thing or that person, whatever it is you're bitter toward. It's only affecting you, and it's affecting you in a more negative way than it would be if you were just to let it go or just to move on or just to not even, like, yes, even if it is something that's really, really bad, and you have the right to be bitter, it doesn't make it healthy just because you have the right to be bitter. There's a lot of situations in my life where I am bitter, like I said, and sometimes I feel like I have the right to be bitter, but it doesn't mean that I need to hold on to that stress. It doesn't mean that I need to be better because all it's doing is hurting me in the long run. It's only, you know, I'm only holding on to something out of my control that I don't need to be holding on to, and I'm letting, and it's um taking away my focus on things that really need that need that attention, that need my focus. So when you hold on to bitter things and you become bitter and you stay bitter, one, like I said, it's bad for your health and it's just bad in general, but as well, like no one wants to be around bitter people. And um you know I noticed how bitter I was and how bitter I can be. And then I notice when I am around certain bitter people how I feel when like they're being bitter around me, and it just makes me feel like I don't even want to be around them. Like it's an energy you put off when you are bitter that no one wants to be around. Even again, like I said, even if you have the right to be bitter, no one really wants to be around that. It's an energy that brings down everyone around you. The energy that you put off around you is going to reflect on everyone. Yeah, maybe not every like maybe if you're 100% sad and devastated, and you come across someone, they're not going to be completely 100% devastated for the rest of the day, but yes, they're going to see that pain within you, and they're going to feel that pain for you, or vice versa, the happiness. Like, I mean, your reactions and the way you act, it really, really affects the people around you. And if you're constantly bitter all the time, no one's going to want to be around you. And it's only going to make you more bitter and more hateful. And it's only going to make you worse on your heart, and the stress levels in your life are going to go up and skyrocket. So the whole moral of this episode is just let go of the bitterness, and it's the one thing I have been trying to do And I do it on a daily basis. I find myself being bitter on a daily basis over little petty things. That's the thing, that really gets me, that stresses me out a lot of the times, or the little pettiest things like traffic things and things again that are out of my control that can sometimes really get under my skin and make me really bitter in life. I find myself being bitter, and I got to remind myself that it's only, again, hurting me. It's not helping me at all. It's not going to, help me progress any farther along in life by holding on to the bitterness I have. So that's pretty much it, guys, for today's episode. I want to thank you so much for listening and following along. For your daily discipline today, it is to let go of that bitterness. You know what you're being bitter about. And just like I said, realize that it's only hurting you. That stress you're holding on to, that negative energy you're holding on to, it's only hurting you. It's controlling your mood. It's not. Just let it go. I know it's sometimes easier said than done to let it go, but at the same time, just let it go. Okay? I mean, you're only holding on to things that are making your situation worse. And if you really want to get better, turn that I into an E. Turn that bitter into better, okay? That was somehow just happened. I don't know how. But seriously, I mean it. That is your daily discipline today, is figure out where in life you're being bitter and how you're being bitter and how it's holding you back, and really think about it and try to be less bitter. Try to let go of the bitterness that is within you and within your heart. That is pretty much it, again, guys, for the daily discipline and for the episode 168. Thank you so much for following along and listening to the Defining Discipline podcast. I am your host, Scott. If you guys can, please give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, a share, and I think I already said follow. Give us a like, a subscribe, a share, and a follow on our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok, our YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you guys have been listening and following along on. Thank you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow for episode 169. And other than that, just got the ball rolling on some other things, guys, and just trying to get it going. So we'll see you tomorrow for episode 169. Other than that, get your daily discipline done for the day. Peace out.